From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics. Proudly combating the thought police since 2016, here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. Thanks, but no thanks, Trump. This week, Trump was just itching to get out in the public eye, and White House staff thought that they had found the perfect event, a presidential thank you visit to some coronavirus heroes. In Pennsylvania, factory workers had recently taken the Herculean step to ramp up U.S. supplies of protective equipment, which included sleeping at the plant and working around the clock to pump out PPE. Now, dozens of them lived for 28 days inside their factory so that they could ensure that they were virus-free and their production was not contaminated or disrupted by the illness. They took these giant sacrifices to shield themselves from contaminating all this equipment that they were making. And that's when Donnie Trump decided to invite himself on by to have a photo op with some heroes. White House officials pressed to hold an event at the Braskem factory, which was supposed to go down last Friday. Now, factory officials ultimately said, nah, brah. They were worried that a visit from Trump could jeopardize both the safety of their workers and the plant's ability to produce special material for masks and other medical gear. Trump has been famously refusing to wear masks in public or in any of these photo ops. He was at a mask factory just last week, while in the background, ringing over the speakers, was Live and Let Die. And everybody working there was wearing a mask, but Trump wasn't wearing a mask, and neither was his posse that he was walking around there with. Factory officials in Pennsylvania were initially excited about the idea of hosting the president, but then they remembered, oh yeah, it's Donald Trump, and he's like a honey badger. He don't give a It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a large piece of space debris crashing into the Atlantic Ocean. Yesterday, a giant hunk of litter fell from space, passing over much of the United States to its final resting place in the big blue sea. Who done did it? It was China. China launched the Long March 5B rocket. I think it's Mach 5B rocket. I don't know. It's a rocket. From the Wenchang launch site on May 5th in order to deploy a test model of its upcoming crew capsule. Well, it's a good thing there were no people on board, because after a week in orbit, the nearly 18 metric ton core stage re-entered the atmosphere and crashed into the Earth. This would make it the largest piece of uncontrolled space debris to re-enter the atmosphere since 1991, breaking an almost 30-year record. Huh, China. Good grief. Like it basically could have hit a heavily populated area like New York, Los Angeles. Could you even imagine that? In the middle of a pandemic and space junk from China starts falling from the sky? We really dodged a bullet on that one. Turns out that uncontrolled re-entries are super tough to track the eventual crash sites. It's hard to model because the dynamics of the upper atmosphere are apparently rather complex. Houston, we have a problem. A giant hunk of space junk might be headed for New York City. Earth is really big and mostly water, so odds of death by space debris are exceedingly slim. But still, we're launching more and more satellites all the time, so it's something that space agencies are increasingly having to consider. Then again, why don't we fire the whole space junk crew? Because when's that ever going to be a problem, right? Have the good times in Santa Monica come to an end? The city manager of Santa Monica, Rick Cole, says, yeah, maybe. The city of Santa Monica, like many cities out there, are looking at a $226 million shortfall by June of 2021. Now, this is all from losses on hotels and sales tax, aka tourists. In fact, Rick was so certain that the city of Santa Monica would be doomed by the coronavirus that he up and quit his job on April 17th. Good luck, suckers! This week, the city of Santa Monica announced that they were laying off nearly 400 city workers. Now keep in mind, this is just one tiny little city within the greater Los Angeles area. The economic devastation will tear through the city, and then city after that. The California League of Cities estimates that cities around the state will collectively lose $7 billion over the next 2 years, and billions more if the stay-at-home orders are extended into the summer and beyond. Today, Los Angeles County announced that the stay-at-home orders will, with all certainty, be extended for the next 3 months. Many cities had relied on 1-cent sales taxes to shore up their budgets. 1% of zero, well, let me do the math. No, it's zero no matter how you toss the dice. So what should we expect in sunny Santa Monica? Asphalt's breaking up, park greenery withering, streetlights going out, trash doesn't get picked up, graffiti lingers, and property values fall, accelerating the downward cycle. Sorry, I don't want to be the guy to say it, but I'm a newsman. But hey, maybe street cleaning will be canceled forever. In LA County, confirmed cases and deaths of COVID have continued to rise, proving to be a more bleak and dangerous situation than was predicted just a few short weeks ago. How do we restart the
Newsman, get your news now. Come on, newsman, tell me the news. Tell me